Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Nice to see you again in our class at secretaryship. We are going to discuss more about memoing. Do you know memoing? Okay, so let's start our discussion. Alright everyone, we are discussing memoing here. Memoing is writing a memo to inform something. So what is a memo? A memo, also known as a memorandum. So the memo here is the short word of memorandum or reminder. It's used for internal communication. Please pay attention that a memo here is used only for internal communication. So you cannot use a memo for outer communication because there will be a formal letter later, ya, nanti akan ada surat menyurat if you want to give information to the people or someone outside the organization or outside the office regarding procedures or official business within an organization. You can also write down in the memo related to procedure of something or official business within an organization. You want to give memo to someone inside the office, and it can be sent to a large group of employees, ya. Jadi bisa digunakan untuk mengirimkan informasi ke large group of employees, more than one, like your entire department or everyone at the company. Bisa untuk banyak orang, ya. Or you can also share it only to one person inside your company or organization. You might need to write a memo to inform staff of upcoming events. We can also inform the people related to the events or broadcast internal changes. Atau menginformasikan tentang perubahan internal related to programs, for example, or events, ya, or meetings. Business often use it to update employees and internal stakeholders about company policies. Bisa juga untuk update or inform the new policies inside the company. We can also use memo. Procedures, projects, events, and team activities here. Ya, bisa macam-macam. A memo doesn't include a salutation. Tidak perlu menggunakan salutation inside the memo. It's not like letter. If a letter, we can say Assalamualaikum perhaps, ya. Assalamualaikum or dear Mr. siapa gitu ya. Nah, kalau di memo tidak perlu. You can just directly write down what you are going to say inside the memo. Sometimes there is a sender signature and sometimes there is not. Ada yang mensyaratkan signature of the sender, but some are not. Yeah, just write down the name. The name it has been stated in the from. Ada nanti ya di dalam formatnya itu ada to, from. Nah, di situ sudah jelas. For example, Naili Roshidah as a secretary. Berarti di situ sudah jelas dari Naili Roshidah. We do not use our signature atau tanda tangan inside the memo. A memo is meant to be short, clear, and to the point. Yeah, so don't write down the memo complicated, yeah, in complicated manner or way. Just write down shortly, clearly, and to the point. It may be a note left on your desk. Biasanya kalau memo itu, ya, memo without any envelope, tidak perlu pakai amplop ya. It can be put on the table of someone or the recipient. Yeah, for example, I want to give you a memo and then I will put it, or someone, yeah, or the staff will put it on your table or on your desk. A bulletin on the company notice board atau bisa juga ditempel di papan pengumuman, or an email sent to all employees. It can be also sent to employees via email. A memo can record the details of a staff meeting, a policy change, or even an employee's performance. Right. Ya, tadi sudah disebutkan bahwasanya kalau memo itu bisa digunakan untuk berbagai macam. Ya, bisa untuk ini ada tambahan adalah staff meeting. Ya, the general one is official business inside the office or organization. Policy change, ya, perubahan kebijakan, or even an employee's performance. Alright, and then parts of memo. Inside the memo, there will be some parts here. The first part is heading. Jadi ada heading. Heading itu adalah kepala, ya, kepala memonya. In your header, clearly label your content memorandum. Jadi ada tulisan memorandum, ya, the big writing of memorandum, so your readers know exactly they are receiving. Berarti mereka akan tahu, oh, this is a memo. Then include to, from, date, and subject. Jadi tentunya di header atau di paling atas itu ada tulisan memorandum, kemudian ada to, from, date, and subject. This information is relevant for providing content, like who you are addressing and why. Jadi pasti akan lebih lengkap karena to berarti kepada siapa memo itu ditujukan. Aili Roshida to someone, ya. Saya to staff. Staffnya siapa di situ dituliskan. From, date, tanggalnya, tanggal berapa. And subject. Subject here, the subject line gives the recipient a quick idea about the content of the memo. Jadi untuk melihat, oh, ini tentang for example the policy change, ya, perubahan kebijakan, or the delayed meeting. Oh, ternyata ada perubahan waktu untuk meeting. Di situ sudah sangat jelas di dalam subject. It should be brief and precise. For example, the subject you are going to write down training session for employees of the SEO department. Jadi ada sesi pelatihan untuk para pekerja di departemen SEO. Nah, ini sudah jelas, oh, akan ada pengumuman terkait dengan training session. Nah, message body. Inside the message body, state the purpose of writing the memo. Jadi setelah ada heading di atas, paling atas, ya, kemudian di tengah ada message body. Please remember that we do not need any salutation. Tidak perlu ada salutation. Dear Mr. Hello employees, nggak harus, ya. Tapi ada beberapa yang memang tetap, ya. Hello Mr. ini. Nah, tapi kita sesuaikan dengan formal memo saja, ya. State the purpose of writing the memo. In the first paragraph, state the purpose of your memo, such as I'm writing to inform you or I'm writing to request. Jadi tujuannya apa? Itu adalah tujuan penting. Nah, writing a memo is like writing a news. Writing news. News is like the pyramid, ya. Bagian bawah piramida itu piramida terbalik gitu, ya. Jadi yang paling atas adalah the head atau intinya. Nah, yang tengah dan bawah itu adalah supportingnya. So when we see the first paragraph, we directly know what is the purpose of the memo. And then in the second paragraph, provide context or supporting evidence. Jadi tambahkan evidence. Evidence itu bukti, ya. Bukti atau hal-hal yang meyakinkan. As our company continues to grow, we've decided it makes more sense to separate our video production team from our content team. Ya, jadi ada terkait dengan keputusan, keputusan untuk memisahkan tim produksi dengan tim content. This way, those teams can focus more on their individual goals. Nah, ini adalah sebuah decision memo. In the third paragraph, and finally in the third paragraph, include your specific request of each employee. For example, please RSVP with dietary restriction, misalnya begitu. Kalau di third paragraph itu lebih kepada conclusion, ya, conclusion atau closing, penutupnya, penutup dari memo tersebut. Kalau RSVP ini apa? RSVP ini adalah meminta konfirmasi, ya, meminta konfirmasi. Or please email me with questions. Atau misalnya ada pertanyaan, you can email me. Alright, this is the message body, and then next CC. Jadi ada CC. Kalau misalnya CC ini boleh ya, boleh ada, boleh tidak. It is additional recipient. The recipients whom you do not directly address in the two section. Jadi tidak langsung diberikan memo, tapi memo itu adalah sebagai salinan agar orang tersebut tahu, oh ternyata saya mengirim si A memo. Nah, saya juga CC. I also write down CC for someone B, ya, misalnya B. Nah, biar B tahu kalau saya mengirim ke si A, ya. Recipients whom you do not directly address in the two section, but to whom you send a copy of the memo for the sake of information. The example is I write down a memo for all staffs, ya, or all staffs in the SEO department. And then in the CC, I'll write down the director of office, misalnya the director of PT apa. Nah, itu bisa digunakan untuk dituliskan di sisinya. Attachments, the last is attachment, and this is optional, boleh ada, boleh tidak. Some memos such as those related to research, presentation, or results may require additional data in the form of an attachment to substantiate the memo's message. And sometimes the attachment is included in the email. Kalau attachment biasanya di email because it's more than 5 or 10 pages perhaps. Ya, mungkin ada lebih dari 5 halaman. But if it's only 2 or 3 pages, we can also put it on the office board with the memo. Jadi ada memo, kemudian di office board diberikan atau ditempelkan copy dari presentation, ya. And then next, do's and don'ts of memo writing. Apa sih yang boleh dilakukan dan tidak boleh dilakukan dalam penulisan memo? Don't use informal or emotional language. Make sure that because you are in an office, so keep it strictly formal. Jadi tetap formal even though you are addressing someone who is your close friend. Please make it formal. No slang words, tidak ada bahasa-bahasa gaul, ya, slang words or colloquial language. Even if you are writing about an employee's inadequate performance, don't berate or use sharp words. Nah, misalnya Anda ingin mengomentari performance dari staff, ya. Your director asks you to make a memo or to write a memo to someone, ya, or the staff of a company. Please, because you want to criticize the performance, karena performance-nya misalnya kerjanya buruk, gitu ya. Kerjanya buruk. Don't berate or use sharp words. Jangan menggunakan kata-kata yang kasar. Be detached, but polite in your criticism. Ya, tetap sopan. Do use bullet points. Boleh pakai bullets. If you have several issues to cover in the body, break it up using bullet points. Jadi kalau misalnya ada beberapa info yang memang step-step misalnya, atau beberapa misalnya adalah new policies. Kebijakannya apa saja? Ya, boleh tidak dalam bentuk paragraf, ya, but you can put some points over there. This will keep your memo easy to read and understand quickly. Please remember that the purpose of writing a memo is to make the reader easy in understanding the memo. Do be succinct. Don't include unnecessary details or use tons of adjectives. Ya, jangan menambahkan sesuatu yang tidak penting. Di memo hanya dituliskan yang penting-penting saja. Ask yourself, can I write this sentence in a more clear or direct way? Nah, berarti kalian bisa merasakan bahwasanya memo itu terbaca dengan baik atau bisa dipahami dengan baik atau tidak. So you can feel it. Don't forget to review. Even if you are in a hurry, make sure you carefully review and proofread your memo before sending it. Jadi dicek lagi ya memonya. Hopefully there will be no mistakes, no mistakes or misunderstanding. We'll provide more in-depth guidance for proofreading later in this course. Right. Next, memorandum. Nah, memorandum here. Here is the template atau the format that we can use to write the memo. Of course, you have to write down the memo here, memorandum, and then if it is in your office and there is a head atau cop ya, kita bisa menyebutnya cop ya, you can put it above the memorandum, and then write down to. Ya, tuliskan to untuk siapa? Recipients. For example, if someone, you can write down the name of the recipient, but if it's for all employees or for all staffs in restricted department, you can write down the staffs of SEO department, yeah. And then or production department. Yeah, from here is you yourself, the writer. For example, if you are the secretary, you can write down a secretary atau Naili Roshida, the secretary of. Kalau sudah tahu semua, misalnya Naili Roshida adalah seorang sekretari dari office tersebut, ya, it's okay. You do not write down your position as a secretary. And then month, day, year, here, write down for the date. And then the subject of the memo, seperti tadi sudah disampaikan, subject of the memo. A memo requires no salutation, tidak perlu salutation. Ya. Body of the memo. Start with a direct and brief introduction that states the reason for writing the memo. Nah, ini tadi paragraf 1, 2, 3 ya. The first paragraph start with direct and brief introduction. Jadi, alasan, tujuannya apa? That states the reason for writing the memo. And then, provide concise but detailed information to the writer. Detail informationnya seperti apa? Misalnya ada perubahan kebijakan di office tersebut. In the first paragraph, you can write down, I'm going to write that there is or there are new policies in this department or in this office. And then on the second part or in the second paragraph, you can write it down in a paragraph, but you can also write it down on the with points, with pointers. Poin-poinnya seperti apa? And with a clear closing and call to action, a call to action. Jadi yang terakhir adalah kesimpulan, kesimpulan atau penutup. Nah, penutupnya adalah please, for example, please send me email or please ask me if you have any question, something like that. And then this is the second example. To all staff from Jayden Hadi Marketing Manager. Ini dari Marketing Manager. Date October 12. Ada komanya ya setelah October 12, 2020. Natasha's wedding. Subject is Natasha's wedding. Jadi ingin mengumumkan bahwasanya akan ada pernikahan dari Natasha. I'm writing to inform you of Natasha Audrey's wedding that is coming up in the next 2 weeks. She would like every member of the department to be present on the joyous occasion. The wedding will be held at the bla 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 ya. Bisa dibaca. Kemudian yang terakhir adalah closing. The company will provide a cocktail table with candy floss, drinks, and snacks. RSVP to Anthony by Thursday. RSVP itu tadi adalah konfirmasi kedatangan, ya, bisa atau tidak. Konfirmasi tersebut bisa disampaikan ke Anthony by Thursday, October 30, and please include dietary instructions in your RSVP. Alright,